Welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. So we find ourselves towards the end of the season. We are currently in second in the Western Conference, and we've been playing pretty good hockey, I will say. I'll look at our home record. Our home record was something that was pretty noticeable beforehand, but 94 points is what we have in our division. Dallas Stars very close to us, but then a massive drop-off. 55 points by Phoenix Coyotes, and if you end up looking even at the Central is kind of like a wasteland there as well. It's kind of the joke at the moment. I know Preds just joined that, but 37 points is pretty bad. Even the top one with 69 is pretty bad. But it's going to kind of screw up in terms of the conference. I always find that fascinating. Leafs look like they're already in rebuild mode, and it's not even 2000 yet. So a little bit shocking there. We're going to hopefully see if we can grab some of their players a little bit later, just to kind of poach. You do have Washington doing pretty well, and then Hurricanes switch from Whalers, and they're doing pretty well as well, 65. I don't remember seeing Florida, though, before. But Florida, 54 points, pretty decent. And then you have Ottawa, surprisingly at the top. I would have expected them to be a little bit lower than Montreal, considering Montreal's win urgently. But we'll take a look at the conference first, and we do find ourselves, in second place, only to Edmonton Oilers, 95 points, and then 94 points for us. But the big part is the goal differential is 116, so we're doing pretty good on offense and doing very good on defense. To compare it, I guess, goals against 170 compared to 117. Maybe we're not doing as well as what I thought. But in terms of goals, we have over 100 goals, or almost 100 goals, from what Edmonton Oilers are doing. But if you look at the interesting part is our home record is 28-5-1. Our away record leaves a little bit to be desired. It's going to kind of hurt for playoffs, but we are supporting a 7-game win streak, and both Blackhawks and Oilers are actually supporting that one as well. They have around 6 games to show for it. And then in terms of points for players, Paul Kariya is at the top again, and then Timmy Solani not far behind with 109 and 105 respectively. And then Joe Sakic in the top 5 with 85 points as well. And then Paul Kariya with 53, he leads the way. And then Solani with 37, and then Joe Sakic again with top 8 points or goals there with 33. And then Guy Herbert is in the win race there, but nowhere to be seen in terms of goals against. So we'll take a closer look at how well our team is actually doing. First off, we'll do with the players. We already looked at that. 53 goals for Paul Kariya in 65 games is very good. He played 1 extra game than Timmy Solani, and then Sakic also with 85, and then a big drop off to Martin St. Louis, who looks like he's developing very good. It's his second season really with us. We'll take a look more in terms of that. So he did play a little bit in the AHL the first season, but second season he just jumped in with us with 46 points, and it looks like this is going to be the best season that he's had. Very surprising. He started off as a 3-star, now he's around a 4-star potential, but it's just his physical rating is very good as well. Hopefully he can have the same kind of career as what he does in real life as well. Steve Ruchin with 42, and then Lang with 41. So it's just mainly our top line that's really producing for us, and hopefully the other team or other players can kind of follow suit. Zdeno Chara 1.5 stars now, and he's starting to do a little bit better in terms of physical rating, but his defensive rating very good, and you can't really compete with his height as well. Just a big guy overall. Danny Briere, a 3-star as well, but I feel as though he's not going to necessarily have the same kind of career. I don't know how much patience we're going to necessarily have with him, but he isn't really logging too crazy minutes, only around 10 per game though. And we'll take a look at our goalie stats here. 917 save percentage. That was a little bit higher than what I thought. He was around 900 beforehand, so I guess having some pretty good outings recently. 2.35 goals against. And then Tim Thomas, who is still only a 1-star, his mentals are improving a little bit there. He is only 5'11". I am surprised to see that, and his save percentage is just below 900, so we don't really want to see that. He does have around 285 save percentage. 3 shutouts though, so that isn't too bad at all. So let's see if we can manage to beat Dallas. Dallas is going to be the important one, and then we end up facing Phoenix right after. We lose the first game. Not the greatest. Langenberner and Arvidsson are the only ones, so none of our stars end up really showing up there. And then Vernon might be leaving. We had him before, I believe. I think we did. No, we didn't. Okay, so I think we wanted him. Or something along those lines. We gotta swap out our goalies here. So far, the series has been fun. I do like seeing our team develop a little bit earlier than what normally we would have. 4-3 win there. Martin St. Louis getting a goal, Joe Sakic as well, and then Robin Regier, and then Martin St. Louis again with a goal there. So everyone else producing other than our first line. We do have the trade deadline, so we will take a look at who the available players are. We'll take a look at upcoming free agents. I find that kind of fascinating. Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, Patrick Lalime. There's a decent amount of stars here. Dan Kluche, Sergei Gonchar. Ooh, if he doesn't re-sign, we'll be very happy to sign him. So let's see who's on the trade block. It does look like... Oh, it doesn't look like he's as great. Trade block, only really 3 stars. So Pat LaFontaine, Phil Housley, Brian Bellows, Vernon, Gary Sutter, and then Olsen. I think we might have had him before. Kidd. So no one really that good. Russ Courtnall. I remember that name. But again, some of the trades are a little bit more tricky to do. So we'll take a look. What do we really need here? Our weakness is goalie. Interesting. So let's take a quick look at some of the team's goalies and see if there's anyone that we can really kind of poach. So Kolzig, he's still around 28. Barrasso, no. Potvin, no. Belfort, no, he's 33. Not really. Grant Fuhr is 36. I would want him though. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see if we can get Grant Fuhr from St. Louis, but what's his save percentage? It's 911. Let's see what it would take. It's likely only a 1-year thing. He is on the books for 3 years though. Could give up Guy Herbert. They would accept it though, actually. So maybe we don't do that. Let's see if we can trade someone else. We can at least have kind of a tandem. We'll give up. I'm okay with giving up Markkanen. Markkanen, we did draft him in the waiver draft. Does have a no trade, I think. And he wouldn't want to go to St. Louis. Who do we have that we can part ways with? Huh? I think we're offering way too much. Alright. We're not... Okay. That's so weird. I don't know why our scout would say that. We'll give up rights now. So definitely not a Fenneganov. Is that who I think it is? Peter Sejina. I remember that name. Oh yeah, he was the guy that looked older than what he was. I remember playing him in like 06 or something. Okay, so we can give up Bednar. I'm sure they will accept it. What the hell? I don't know what our scout... Okay, we'll give up a pick. I don't know why our... I'm sure they'll accept it. That's so ridiculous. Okay, so I guess we can't get Grant Fuhr. Or at least not without giving up something substantial. What happens if we end up giving up one of our goalies? And not... let's see. Okay, that's... Okay, whatever. They won't do it. So that's a little bit annoying. So we'll just kind of ignore that. Leem is available next season, though. Cavi Bulin, that doesn't seem realistic. Hedberg and Hackett. McKellen, no. Cloutier, he's still young. 935 save percentage though, that's really good. That is insane. Tommy Sallow, no. Berger, I could never do it. I could never bring myself to do that. Mike Richter, I'm not a fan of. Tebow, we can't afford. It's very interesting to see that you can't really get any of these goalies. Van Beesbrook, I would want. And that he could maybe go to us. So we'll look at that after. Florida Panthers, we might go for Van Beesbrook. I did have a card of him when he was like a long time ago. It was one of my favorite cards. Billington, no. Tugnut. But there's not really. We could do J.S. Jaguar actually. Let's try. We might try that one. Let's see. Let's see what we'd have to give up for Jaguar. Dan Boyle and Paul Kariya. Okay, so at least we have a starting amount. Okay, left and right defense is what they want. And they do add Char to that. I'm willing to part ways with Markkanen. Still doesn't want to go to them. Tim Thomas. They do add Langenberger, so we do have them. I don't really want to get rid of Tim Thomas, I'll be honest. But J.S. Jaguar used to play for them. It'd be pretty fun if we can get him. Madden could also go. No, Boutilier's trash. Okay, so they won't. We can't afford that. They have Ruchinski? Forgot about that. Oh, he's not as good as what I remember. Andrew Raycroft. No way. The guy that essentially ruined the Leafs. Sabres, Hasek, no. Okay, so I guess we can't go for anyone. And we're going to kind of leave it at that. See if there's any other deals. Mike Vernon goes to Montreal. That's interesting. I do like how our team is now. I don't feel as though we necessarily need to add anything to it. This will be a telling game to kind of tell us if, well, I guess 5-3, pretty decent. Paul Kariya, Zitnik, then we have Sakic and Trigg. So overall, not too bad there. I hate this one. I like to ignore it. I feel as though it doesn't. There's no way it does any good for us. You can only make your team hate your players. But at least it's different than what they do in the other games. So I will say that, like in the more current, I guess, more modern one instead of the historical one. So we end up tying there, 4-4. Dan Boyle, Paul DiPietro for them, and then we got Solani, St. Louis, and Lang getting goals there. So not bad, not bad. And trade deadline does look like we are going to miss it. Brian Bellows, Orlov, okay. Nothing really to write home about, so we're going to kind of ignore that. I got to do it again. And it was very interesting that I saw that they were already willing to get rid of, I don't even remember Mike Murphy playing for them, but they did, they're already looking to getting rid of Nashville's coach, which seems kind of ridiculous considering it's his first season off a rebuilding team. We do pass the 100 threshold there. Wisnowski, Paul Kariya, Zitnik getting goals there with Kariya, Langdon, and then Ruchin as well. 6-2 final. Not bad, not bad at all. I do think that we're playing. Yeah, we've run 3 games straight, 30 wins at home, and at least the away one's looking a little bit better. We're going to shift this just a little bit against Dallas, which is always an important game. We do lose. We get shut out 4-0. So that won't be that great for the standings, though. And that looks like it was at a way too. Trig is now hurt. Bruised wrist, so he's out. And doesn't look like we bring up anyone for him though, which I find kind of shocking. I guess they'll probably do it later maybe. Let's see if we can bounce back here. 5-0. So we get a shutout of our own after that. And then Madden, St. Louis, Briere, Lang, and then Rooch in there. All getting points there. I hate this. I'm going to ignore that. How can they criticize us despite winning 5-0? How can you even have anything to really critique about that game? I find that very, very odd. And 3-1, we end up beating the Devils. Definitely a soft spot for us. We have Chara. Chara gets his 4th, and then Solani gets his 40th, and then Ruchin gets his 20th. But I haven't seen Korea's name pop up in a little while. So it does give a little bit of a reason for concern. Boyle's now improving a little bit more. Chara is still 1.5. His checking is getting better. Regier as well. At least he's now at a 2.5. He's only 18 though, but geez, look at those defensive rating. It's one of the reasons why we kind of went all in to get him. And I don't know how many games are left. We are still in first, just barely though. We do have that one game at hand, and there's around 9 games left. And someone is injured or suspended, so Cullen is suspended. We still only have 21 guys up, and it's going to be a back-to-back game, so I don't like that at all. 5-2, we end up beating Dan Cloutier there. We get 1 of 7 points now. Timmy Solani, Sakic, Sacco, and Lang, and then Solani again. Again, I'm not seeing Korea. I'm only seeing him, I guess, in the assist column, but not in the goals. Really hope he doesn't blow. He is blowing it. I am very disappointed if he doesn't end up getting that. Especially since he's been ignored the past 2 seasons, and if, like, I might immediately quit this game if he ends up getting disrespected for a 3rd season, or if Jagger ends up stealing it now and then they actually do an award for it. So 3-1 there. Langdenberger, Paul Korea finally getting a goal there, and then Langdenberger again to get the nail in the coffin there. Sikora. I did like Sikora though. That's probably because, yeah, he did play for us. I remember that. Face back against Detroit. 5-3. Sakic, Ruchin, Solani, and Korea. So Korea at least getting there, and then Sakic at the very end. So we're going to kind of monitor again. Oh, praise. Okay, praise. I'm going to ignore that. I thought it was going to be like another criticism. So he does manage to get to the top. How many games do they have? They have 76. We have 76. So it is very, very close. We do face against Dallas. We face 2 hard teams. Or at least they were at one point. This is going to be the harder one. 4-1, so we flip the switch on them. Paul Korea getting a goal there. He's close to 60, so Martin St. Louis, Paul Korea, Sakic, and Solani getting goals there, and then we concede at the very end to blow our shutout. Trig is almost ready to go, so we do like to see that as well. Do face San Jose here, and then Phoenix right after. A 7-6 win was the last one that we ended up doing. And then now a 5-3 win. Joe Sakic, and then Perrin, Owen Nolan, interesting. And then we have Perrin, Chara, and Boyle. So Korea not getting on the score sheet there. He is still tied. That is disappointing. He is still tied with Jagger, but we all know that Jagger would get the nod if they tie. 6-0. Perrin, Langdenberger, Korea gets the 60th. Solani with his 45th and 6th. And then Perrin there with 1. But only 1 goal a game is not, I don't think it's going to do it for him. We need to at least get a hat trick to kind of solidify that. Then we have St. Louis here next. 4-3. So Steve Ruchin, Paul Korea with 2 goals there. Almost predicted it, so he did get 2, and then St. Louis getting the 1 there with Ruchin. And we'll switch up with goalies here. Tim Thomas now getting the nod here. 7-0. Wow, 7-0 shutout. So Dan Boyle, Sacco, Solani, Ruchin, and Madden, and then Briere and Lang. So again, Paul Kariya not scoring it in that one is kind of disappointing. Cullen is now back from suspension. He at least has 2 goals on him. 81 games. There's 1 game left for us, 2 games for them, and it's San Jose is the last one. San Jose is actually not as good as what I initially thought. And let's see if we can finish this season with a win. We lose 5-2. Saka gets a goal, and Kariya gets his 63rd. So let's take a look. We'll hit it real quick. Let's see if he manages to win it. He does. He finishes with 3 goals more than Jagr. 60 goals for Jagr is still very good. Paul Kariya ends up leading the way in points, and then Solani after. Sakic almost getting top 3. We almost had the top 3 in the whole league. Jagr just squeaking through there. Wow. Sakic had 66 assists there as well, and then Paul Kariya was 65. And then, yeah, Sakic had 41 goals as well. Still pretty good. Theo Fleury at 30 had 41. Robitaille with 33. Bondra, how old's Bondra? Bondra's 31. And then Ziggy Palffy, who I do want to sign, but I feel as though we're never going to be able to get him. And then Guy Herbert with 44 wins there. So we do finish the season with 121 points. That is pretty hefty. Why is Oilers not even close to that? They must have gone on a massive losing streak. We're top of the league there. Difference between 147. So at least the goals isn't, or the goals against isn't affecting us as much. But we do finish first in the conference. We do get the President's Trophy, whatever that means. But we do finish with 5 wins above Edmonton Oilers. And then, unfortunately, Dallas ends up having to suffer for how it kind of works, where the top 3 teams end up making it ahead. But they did lose their last 2, and Chicago did win their last 4. We lost 1, and Edmonton is on a 4-game losing streak, and they're facing off against a team that has 6 games that they've won. That is going to be an interesting series, and Leafs, did not make the playoffs. And Pittsburgh did not either. They lost 9 straight to not make the playoffs by 1 point. Oh my god. If they were to even tied 1 or 2 of those, if they were to have tied 1 of those, they would have made it through because of goal differential. My god. They lost 9 straight to not make the playoffs. That must hurt really, really, really bad. That is fascinating. So our home record is 34-6-1, and then at least our away record cleaned up towards the end. We'll take a quick look at some of our player stats as well, just before we end up getting into that. I'll have to look at our staff as well to see if I have to re-sign them, but I can do that now. It shouldn't take that long, and just talk over it. So 128 for Paul Kariya, 125 for Solani, and 107 for Sakic. St. Louis, big improvement from the season before. He's going to be a terror in the future. 3.5 stars now, 68 points in 82 games. Isn't that bad at all. And then Steve Ruchin with 57 as well. So there's the second line starting to produce as well. And Boyle looks like he's going to be a monster. Just look at that. All offense, though. And it's a very good mix with a lot of the defensive defenders that we have, even with Regier as well. But yeah, he is a right D as well. Langdon Bernard doing pretty well. 49. He's now a 3-star. And then Lang not doing too bad. He's 28, though. He did have a little bit of worse season than he did last year, but it's because he's not playing any top line minutes at all. Trigg also doing pretty decent as well. Let's look at the grades. Paul Kariya and Timmy Solani obviously at the top there. Let's see who's at the bottom. Chara's at the bottom, so 59 grade. Not that great. Maybe that's why they weren't playing him that much. Cullen was 61. So everyone else kind of was 61, lower 60s. And then it kind of changed a little bit for Regier for his rookie season with 38 points, 44 plus minus. That's very good. And 156 penalty minutes, though. Our defenders are definitely racking them up, that's for sure. And then power play looking very good there. Feels though that factors in a decent amount on the grade. Boyle, St. Louis, Zitnik, and Sakic there doing pretty well. Obviously, Korea and Solani doing well as well. Take a look at the goalies. And at least Tim Thomas cleaned it up. 902, 4 shutouts, and around 266 goals against. He finished 13-5-1, which is very, very good for a backup. And then 915 for Guy Herbert, 44 wins, 64 games played, and then around 235 save percentage. Not bad at all. I don't think we have too many guys to re-sign though, so we'll kind of do that right now, just before the playoffs. I think it's going to take a matter of seconds. So we'll just end up re-signing these guys. But all in all, a good season so far. But everyone knows it comes down to playoffs, and that's all that really matters. And I mean, I find that there wasn't that many good coaches that you can really get. So it's kind of a little bit of hit or miss, as you can see. A lot of them not really doing very good in other aspects there. You just have them really good at 2 things, not really good at all 4, except for Pat Burns, decent skill coach there, but I don't think he was even supposed to be our skills coach. At least we have a trainer that's excellent as well. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought initially, but I think it's because of all the scouts that we end up having from the first season that we took over. Granted, I don't like the fact that there's not that many things to scout in the old version, like I guess in the historic version. I just find that very odd that you don't really get that chance to really scout that many things. So everything's kind of blind. You're just basing it on who you remember in real life. So I guess just the knowledge of the future is probably like the best aspect that you really have in terms of whether or not a player is going to produce or not. And that looks like that's it. So it didn't take as long. Took a little bit long than expected, but let's take a look at the nominations here. And Hart Trophy. So why is Jaromir Jagr first? I find that disappointing. So Jaromir Jagr's first, Paul Kariya and Timmy Solani are mentioned in there as well. None of our goalies are. Obviously, we couldn't get Kolzig. Sandis Oslunch. I still want him though. He does play for Avalanche. We might try and go in on the summer for him as well. Dan Boyle could get the Calder. Yeah, I forgot that it was his first season, but Scott Gomez as well, 40. So I feel as though Dan Boyle probably has the edge on him. And then Simon Gagne, 48 points, but somehow still getting outscored by a defender, which is kind of fascinating. John Madden could get the Selke. And then we have Boyle, could get the Lady Bing or Timmy Solani as well. Ted Lindsay. I don't know why Jaromir Jagr's name goes first in all of them. Yeah, it seems very odd. But then Paul Kariya and Timmy Solani mentioned very, very quick after that. Gordon Bombay could be Jack Adams' winner, which would be very, very good as well. So we do face Calgary. And looks like, yeah, we're going to face Calgary. I feel as though I'm going to guess that Vancouver rides the hot streak that they have. They knock out Edmonton. I'm going to go with Detroit here, and then I'm going to go with Colorado. I think Colorado ends up beating Dallas, and they're going to cause us a little bit more problems than what I would initially thought. And then you have Carolina and Ottawa. I'm going to go with Ottawa there. New Jersey for sure. I'm going to go with Islanders actually. I think Ziggy Palffy might push through, and I'm going to go with Montreal. I think they do a little bit better. We got to change our... All right, cool. So throughout the season, we won the first game 3-0, second game 8-5, tied the third one, and then won the other one. So this should be pretty straightforward. We do win 4-3 at home. So a little bit harder than any of the other games that we played. Steve Ruchin, Paul Kariya, and Danny Boyle there getting goals. Who got the other one? I don't see it. Oh, and Dallas. Dallas got the first one. Dallas, I kind of forgot about that guy. Alright, and then we can just ignore that. So game 1 goes to us. See if we can get 2 games and then go to them. We lose the next one. That's disappointing. Joe Sakic with the only goal. Theo Fleury kind of destroying us a little bit. And not ideal because we are a lot better home team than away. So let's see if we can bounce back here. We do 5-1. Theo Fleury getting a goal on us again though. Joe Sakic, Dallas, Timmy Solani, and Sakic, and then Kariya getting the nail in the coffin at the end. And we go back. We stay in Calgary here. See if we can go back home with a 3-1 lead. We do 2-1. Yeah, I thought it went to overtime. Just the first overtime though. So Joe Sakic and then Cullen scoring the overtime winner with Briere and Madden assisting that. So we do go home at least happy, and we have 2 chances to win it. And Wisnowski only 1.5 star though, but he is 22. And some of these other guys, Afinaganov is now a 1 star though. I feel as though we're gonna have to sign him anyways for next season. Player of the month, Joe Sakic. Yeah, it did look like he did put on a pretty good run at the end. And again, there's nothing to scout like what I was saying before. Hall of Fame, okay. Again, I don't know any of these guys, so I'm gonna go with Ken Hodge. I know that name. I've heard it at least. And still people... I thought we had Scrattons before. That's odd. How he's not settled. He's not settled to his AHL team. That's so weird. Yet he played with us for a decent amount of last season. See if we can get the win here. We do win, and a shutout as well. Joe Sakic, Timmy Solani with 2 there. And let's take a look at where everyone else is. So I was right. Vancouver Canucks might push through here. Red Wings win that as well, and it's a closer series than what we would have wanted. Ottawa wins that one as well, so I was right. That is pretty close, and it's close there as well, and I was right against Montreal as well. So it does look like Gretzky's not going to get another chance at winning that. We do face Vancouver. That is a little bit disappointing. I don't know how well we did through the season, but does look like I was right with Colorado as well. That is an epic series there, though. An epic series between them two. Let's hope that we can beat Vancouver. And what? Montreal ended up screwing it up late. So I was right about everyone else except for Montreal with a 3-1 series. Ended up screwing the pooch there and couldn't finish it off. I guess Wayne Gretzky did hear what I had to say about him. See if we can win 4-1 series. We lost the first one. We won the second one. We lost the third one. So it's pretty split. So that is a little bit scary. I don't like that. Game 1, we do win 3-2. We got St. Louis, Timmy Solani, and Paul Kariya. But Pavel Bure and Trevor Linden are definitely guys that we need to watch out for. We face Game 2. See if we can win this one back to back. We do 4-3. In regulation again, though. Joe Sakic, again, like I said, Naslund and Pavel Bure are definitely going to be our demise here. Kariya and Madden, and then Kariya getting the 3rd goal there, the game winner for us. And yeah, it is very scary to kind of see this. See if we can win in Vancouver. We do 5-2, so series is 3-0. We have St. Louis, Timmy Solani. I forgot they had Datsuk as well. They're going to be a force in the future. Jesus. Lang, Paul Kariya, and then Lang again. So we do end up dominating this one. One more game though, and crazier things have happened. And let's see if we can kind of push through here. See if we can get the sweep. We do 6-3, make easy work of him. But again, Pavel Bure and Naslund have definitely been thorns in our sides. So Ruchin getting a goal there. Then you have Wisnowski, Solani, and Ruchin. Trevor Linden, like I said, as well. And I guess Naslund. I do like Naslund, though. I do kind of want him on our team. Cullen and Wisnowski getting goals there to seal it for us. So we do end up going through, and we're going to face the winner of Detroit and Colorado. It feels like it can be Detroit, though. Islanders and New Jersey are headed through, so let's see if we can face against what? Guys, just grow up. Oh, why does this have to happen now? Won't let us intervene anyways, but they're not happy with each other. Let's see if we can do it again. No. I guess it's because he's captain, so I don't know why it won't let us do it. But hopefully that doesn't really matter. And it does look like New Jersey gets a sweep as well, and they're leading the series 1-0. And Detroit won in 6 games there. So we face Detroit. This will be epic here. Definitely kind of a hidden rivalry, I will say, though, because I thought they were going to be worse than what they are. Sergei Fedorov, who ends up eventually playing for us, didn't realize there's 2 dots on Solani's name there. So series started off 4-1. We won 5-2. We won 5-0, and we won 5-3. So we should be able to win this one. See if we can win the first game at home. And we do 3-2. In overtime, though, I don't like to see that at all. Makes it seem a little bit more difficult. They had a terrible amount more face-off wins there. Shots-wise, we did have a decent amount more shots, though. Solani there with 2 goals there, and then Joe Sakic getting the 3rd one, and the decisive one. They did tie it up, though, which I don't like to see at all. No injuries, though, so far. And game 2, 7-1. That is what I like to see. Solani, Sacco, Zitnik with 2 there, and then Sakic, Lang, and Briere getting goals there as well. That is what I like to see. And now we go back to Detroit. Let's see if we can win the game 3 here. And we do 7-3. Another decisive victory there. St. Louis with 2 goals there before Dulles and Yzerman. And then, wow, just a crazy 3rd period. And we just really put it to bed. I want to see how old Yzerman is. 34. So it's likely that it's towards the end of his career. He only has 2 more. But Red Wings not as dominant as what they were, what they were in real life. Kozlov, 27 though. I'm not even going to look at the other series. I feel as though it's going to be Islanders though. And let's see. We do win 3-1, so back-to-back sweeps. And then we got St. Louis and Madden before Lang gets the final goal there. Let's take a look. It's going to be New Jersey. I already know it. New Jersey leads 3-1. And we face New Jersey, it looks like. So this could be payback. This could be payback for that one season. If Paul Kariya gets injured, I am going to destroy this game, though. I will be the most pissed off that I've ever been. But I don't think Scott Stevens on their team, though. Doug Wilson, I guess, is the one that I have to go. Doug Wilson. I guess Mark Howe, Ken Hodge, and Bobby Smith. That seems, or Brian Schropp, actually. I remember seeing that one in the future. And let's see how the series is going to stack up here. We did lose the first one, and then we won the second one. Both this year, though. So let's see if we can win game 1. We win 3-0. Paul Kariya, Arvidsson, and Cullen with the goals there. And we'll take a look, actually. I'm curious. They do have Scott Stevens. He's 35 here. And I can't remember what year it was that we ended up going. I'll have to look it up later. So let's see game 2. 8-2, nice. That's what I like to see. Briere, Korea, Solani with 2 there, and then Sakic, Lang, and then Sakic and Solani. So it looks like Solani got a hat trick there. And we go to New Jersey here. See if we can get the win here. Increase the series lead 7-3. Can we go for 3 straight sweeps? That would be ridiculous. Solani, Scott Stevens gets a goal there. Sacco, Trig, Zitnik, Solani, Korea, Sakic, Eliash, and then Halik. Eliash is 23 actually. 5 points for Solani though. And can we get another sweep here? We do. We get 3 straight sweeps. Insane. So we right the wrong that end up happening in NHL. I'm gonna quickly look it up, see what year it was that they end up facing off against each other, and let's see if I can see something. What was it? New Jersey finals, and that was a 2003 finals. So we did beat history just a little bit there, but we do end up righting the wrong from before. Pretty insane though. So with it, Colin gets the goal there. Korea gets a goal as well. Ruchin, Arvidsson, and Sakic and Langenbrunner getting his first there. So I do want to see how well we did in terms of playoffs. Playoff-wise, wow. Solani with 31, Sakic with 28. Paul Korea kind of takes a step back with 26 though, but still over a point per game. Still very, very good. And then Lang showing up as well. St. Louis with 11, Zitnik with 11, and then Colin and Dulles. Dulles is the surprising guy because he only had 31 in the whole season, and 82 he ended up getting this season. Boyle kind of took a step back there, but I don't really care that much. I'm happy with what I saw from everyone. And then 926 save percentage. Jesus, Guy Herbert destroying it. So that's back-to-back championships for us. Championship number 2. So we've already beaten what we have to do for the whole series. So we could lose every single series after this, and we'd be fine. But that's 2 straight, and this team just looks insane. Let's take a look at who we have coming up. So Perrin will probably end up leaving. He didn't really play that much. We might re-sign him though. Defense is all shored up. Markkanen, I think we have to re-sign. So he'll extend for 3 seasons there. Treble, Svensson. So no one else really to sign other than maybe Perrin. But if Feniganov ends up coming up, we might not want to. But we're only really paying 18 million for our forwards, 21 million next season, and Madden looks like he's going to need an extension. Briere and Colin as well will need extensions, but everyone else is kind of short up for the future. Even Sakic's good till at least when he's 30, 34, 35 maybe, and Sani's good until he's around 33, I guess. And yeah, Paul Korea is going to be the first one to get the extension there. Gets paid a little bit more than Solani there, but he's going to be with us for the rest of his career. So back-to-back wins for us. Let's see if we can keep the train running and see if we can manage to get 3 straight. But already it's been a success so far. So let's jump into the Millennium for next season. See if we can manage to beat Y2K and end up perfecting this series for 3 straight. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time.